Hmm. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Kamusta kayo? Think we should start na. But, pero, may isang favor lang. Wait lang, ha. Can everyone, mention their names, like, one by one? Para, para hindi ko ma-mispronounce. Okay lang? Assalamualaikum. I would like to ask a favor. So, Assalamualaikum, can everyone, just pronounce their name? Para hindi ako mispronounce ng name. Okay lang sa inyo.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay lang, oy. Althea, Dannia, Esmael, Akin. Hello.
Okay. Hello po. Next, is it Mu'mina? No. Is everyone present today? I think we should start na. Moj, you're the one that's gonna stream, right? Okay, sige. I was instructed to start na. Okay. Just tell me if it's na on air. Okay. So inshallah, let's start with Quran recitation to be recited by me. So I invite everyone to listen, inshallah. So let's start, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك أولئك هم الفاسقون لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق والمرسلين نبينا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all our viewers, our brothers and sisters in Islam, our brothers and sisters in humanity, and of course to you who are with me this afternoon talk about one of the significant topics that must be given attention to, despite the challenges we face these trying times. A pleasant afternoon and welcome back to the fifth episode of Mashuwaraat series, a moral youth dialogue with our theme today. Moral Mashwarat is derived from an Arabic term that means advices. Islam, Islaminated designed this event to bring moral youth into a 30-minute dialogue to discuss the challenges in our communities, propose probable solutions with the guidance of the Quran and the Ahadith to address or at least reduce the negative impacts of these challenges to the community, and urge young Moros to actively take part in the solution process. Mashuwarat will be live in our official page every Saturday or Sunday at 4 p.m. with invited diverse groups of more youth and a speaker. Our dialogue today is entitled Casual Racism Stops With Me. So, what is casual racism? It's the conduct of using offensive words or phrases and stereotypes or prejudices as a form of joke, insult, or normal activity that involves one's race, religion, tribal affiliation, color, and etc. Casual racism leads to marginalization of those who experience it. It degrades one's self-esteem and it can cause anxiety and depression as stated by the Australian Human Rights Commission. In today's episode, we have our brothers and sisters as guests from Ummah with beloved guests and reactors from University of Mindanao Muslim Association of Hegemony. We have City Lintangi, treasurer or in taking BS accountancy. Norhadia Mindo, secretary, BS Ed, major in Filipino. Uh, Rahani Mang, assistant secretary, BS architecture. Norodin Dimnatang, member BS civil engineering. Althea Wasay, member BS accountancy. Mu'mina Abdul Magid, member BS Accountancy. Sarah Jean Kawasa, member BS Social Work. Amir Hassan Sabdullah, member BS Civil Engineering. And Nerf, 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 Norfen, Nofarina Abbas, member BS Accountancy. So, by the way, what is UMMA? UMMA is uh, in a long-term University of Mindanao Muslim Association hegemony is an organization that embodies Muslim identity, ideals, and aspiration and strengthens, sustain, and develop unity among Muslim brethren. All its works are geared towards the advancement of Islamic ideals, studying the situation and problems of the Muslim communities collectively. Of course, this event won't be complete with our speaker today is an aspiring Muslim leader who advocates for Islamic awareness, peace and justice, and Muslim youth empowerment. Althea Dannia Esmael is currently pursuing his Juris Doctor degree at the Ateneo de Davao University College of Law and the incumbent president of the Ateneo Law Student Advocates for the Bangsamoro Rights. She was the founding coordinator of the Salam movement under the Al-Qalam Institute of the Ateneo University, which advocates for peace in the Mindanao region. She is also an alumna of the Law and Leadership program of the Karama Muslim Women Lawyers for Human Rights in Washington, D.C. last 2017. She is recognized for her work in youth and women empowerment and for her efforts in fostering a culture of peace and religious tolerance. In fact, in 2018, Miss Ismael has been one of the three ASEAN youths to be nominated in the Peace Awards under the United Nations Development Program. So let's welcome our keynote speaker, Ms. Althea Danai Ismael. تفضل.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Am I heard? Hello, everyone. Okay. So, good afternoon, no? First of all, I'd like to thank the organizers of this very good initiative, no, by the Islaminated organization of the Ateneo de Davao University. Today, na-introduce naman kanina ni Algasan Iskander. Okay, so thank you for that introduction about casual racism, which will be our topic for today. So mag-present siguro ako ng PPT para hindi masyadong exposed tayo, no? Wait lang. Okay. Can you see it, guys? Hello? Can you see it? Okay. Okay. So, to start off, no, leveling off session muna tayo. Today, I want this to be quick for you not to get bored with what I'll be talking about casual racism. So we'll discuss about what is casual racism, who are those people or entities that are involved in these scenarios in casual racism. Actually, other studies, no, they call casual racism as everyday racism. So next is why. Why do people practice these kinds of acts, no? And how are these inflicted to people on the receiving end, no? So sino rin yung mga usual na victims or parang nasa receiving end ng casual racism. So casual racism or everyday racism is one form of racism na usually na experience natin siya sa everyday living natin in forms of jokes with friends or some sort of actually minsan nililink siya sa a form of bullying, no? Pero ibang topic naman yung bullying, but sometimes doon siya nahuhulog. So it may come in phrases like sa mga hijabi, no, like me and my sisters, no, na also wearing hijab, na usually we get the questions na may buhok ka pala, ganyan, or di kaya yung mga ibang sisters or brothers and sisters natin, parang hindi ka mukhang Muslim, so paano pala ang itsura ng isang Muslim? Parang ganyan, good. Tapos, yun, yung mga sentences like, siguro always updated ka sa movies, magkanong DVD sa inyo, mga ganyan, naliligo ba kayo na ng kahijab, mga ganon, yung mga questions na answerable by common sense, but usually we still receive it, no, in our everyday living. Kaya pala ganyan ang accent kasi Muslim, ganyan. So here in Mindanao, wait lang. Muslims dominantly experience being victims of casual racism due to lack of background about Islam, family orientation, peer pressure, etc. And most importantly, yung influence ng media, no. So usually na-experience natin yung casual or everyday racism from people na different from us in some ways, like people who share other beliefs or other religion or other tribe, even within, 'di ba? Sa ganyan pala sa mga Maguindanao, ay ganyan pala sa mga Maranao, ganun. So hindi lang siya between Muslims and non-Muslims, because even among us, Among Us, sinong naglalaro dito ng Among Us? Even among us, no, nakaka-experience tayo ng mga ganyan, mga tribal forms of casual racism. So what are the common roots of casual racism? So bakit nangyayari to? Bakit may ganyan pala, ganyan? So first, curiosity. So wala lang, like hindi lang talaga sila aware. So sometimes pwede naman siyang negative, usually ang impact sa receiving end though, but we can actually see it as an opportunity to educate or raise awareness, or parang make them understand our way of living, mga ganyan, our everyday life as a Muslim, ganyan. So sometimes kasi curious lang sila, kaya nila yun nasasabi, or kaya natin yun na gagawa din towards other people. Second, sarcasm, the most usual form, no? And jokes, ganyan. And lastly, yung insensitivity, like plainly insensitive lang talaga yung sila. Like, akala kasi nila normal lang, parang ganyan, good. So, nanonormalize siya, kaya siya everyday racism, kasi everyday nanonormalize na siya to the point na parang okay na lang. Parang ganun, good. So, a simple comment or joke for us may greatly affect a person. Emotionally, be sensitive and sympathetic with our words and actions. So, Muslim ka man or non-Muslims, we are actually guilty of this. No, we cannot deny the fact that sometimes, no, medyo over the board na yung words natin, ganyan. So, dapat lang na yung think before you speak muna, and ilagay mo yung situation mo sa other person na on the receiving end. So why casual racism exists? So yun nga, may culture of denial. Kasi nga parang sa atin, okay lang, normalized na mag-good siya. So may culture of denial, kaya akala natin normal lang to, akala natin parang wala siyang impact, but every day it will eventually add up, no, into something na may be positive, or something that may be negative or may cause harm to the other people or to the other person. So, culture of denial, in what forms? I didn't say that, I didn't do that, hindi ko naman sinasadya, I didn't mean that, hindi naman yun ang ibig sabihin ko. Racism is a thing outside the country and it's not existent here, diba? Yung usually, parang for us kasi parang, ay sa ano lang man yan, sa US, between white and black, racism, mga ganyan, good na mga instances. But it actually exists, no? We may not be aware of it kasi naging part na siya ng everyday lives natin, but it actually exists. So, but we also have to note that casual racism isn't always malicious. Sometimes the harm of casual racism can be done innocently because someone may not know better. So yun na yun, yung curiosity, insensitivity. So hindi lang talaga sila aware. Innocent lang talaga sila about inflicting ganun na words to other people na nagiging uncomfortable sila. Diba yun yung sinasabi ko even before pa na don't be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So wag kang maging okay lang na hindi ka okay. Pero okay lang maging not okay. It's okay not to be okay drama. Basta yun. Anyway, here, narrow down tayo konti. Casual racism against Muslims. So, usual na normal scenario, no? Sa school or sa college students or sa mga postgrads, mga tara shot tayo, mga ganyan. So, ano ibig sabihin ng shot? Sino nakaalam? Oh, I'm trying to be interactive, char. So, yun nga, shot tayo meaning inuman tayo, ganyan. So, si Muslim, sabi niya na, sorry, I don't drink. Alcohol is haram for Muslims. Yan, yung usual na sinasagot talaga. And dapat sinasagot ng isang Muslim. But we actually get these responses na, si Abdul nga halos every weekend kasabay namin sa bar, ganito, ganyan. Sa Docs Hub, char. KJ mo naman, tol, mga ganon. So, yun yung mga responses na nakukuha natin. At sometimes, tayo na yung nagsabi na, sorry, I don't drink, bawal mong good. Diba parang napuput into a situation tayo na hindi natin alam anong i-respond because number one, we do not want our Muslim brother and sisters to, to taint their personalities na, ganyan pala sila, disobedient, mga ganyan good. We do not want that because, diba, as Muslims, we should conceal the mistakes of our brothers and sisters as much as we can kasi yun nga, for the very reason na we do not know their intentions, ganyan good. So, ito, sinong nakakilala sa kanya? May nakilala sa kanya? Wala. Or kilala niyo siya, yes or no? Sige, magtawag nga. Sige, kilala niyo siya, yes or no? Si Norodin Dimnatang, di ba? I have a copy kung sinong mga present. Kilala mo ba siya? Nandiyan ba si Norodin? Hello. Assalamualaikum. Kilala mo ba siya? Sure. Okay, anyway. Siya si Khabib Nurmagomedov. I know that for the past year ata, I think, before COVID happened or in year 2018, naging viral siya sa Facebook, diba? Siya yung UFC fighter ba siya? Am I right? That champion siya. Magaling siya na fighter and yes, he's a Muslim. So, sabi niya in one of his posts before, sabi niya, there are fighters in America who can drink on Friday and Saturday. After an event, I saw it myself in the hotel. 80% of them are already drunk. Not the champs, but the middle of the pack guys. Guys like one win, two losses, mga ganyan daw. Couple of times, they called me with them to the club. I told them I'm a Muslim, and they were like, come on, two Muslims, and they visit the clubs with us all the time. And I have tried to explain them, according to Khabib, that a Muslim is not ideal, but Islam is. So alcohol and girls stand in the way of an athlete, and they spoil him and make him weak. So if you try to, absorb the response of Brother Khabib, he tried to respond in a way that is not offensive to the person who is actually inviting him, diba? He tried to respond in a way na maging informative siya and make the other people or other person understand why in a good way and in an informative way. And finally, yung hindi niya sinagot yon in a way na at the expense of his Muslim brothers and sisters. Sinabi lang niya, simply, a Muslim is not ideal, but Islam is. So, as simple as that. So, people aren't born actually with racist ideas or attitudes. Do you agree or do you disagree? For me, no. No, as an opinion lang. It's true, racism is something that is learned. Pag pinanganak ba ang isang tao, agad-agad, meron na ba siyang hate or meron na ba siyang form of like indifference to the people that look different from him or her, people that share that have different beliefs from him or her, different practices from him or her. So yun, we're not born racists or um, we're not born to be indifferent with as me as a Maguindanao, to be indifferent with Muslims that are Maranaos, di ba? So something that is learned maybe no through time, family orientation, sa community, ganyan. Yung nakikita natin, yung naririnig natin, ganyan. That's why ignorance can play a part in feeding people's racist attitudes, and which is true. Kasi 'di ba, first you cannot give what you do not have. So if you're put into that situation na ganun, hindi mo alam paano mag-respond because you're ignorant of what is right and what is wrong, what is the teachings of your religion, ganyan. So, 'di ba, as Muslims, it's our seeking knowledge is an obligation for us Muslims. 'Di ba? Because ignorance can play a part in feeding people's racist attitudes. Why should we care about casual racism? So most common lang talaga na in the same as other things, no, like bullying, it can marginalize, humiliate sometimes, no, minsan sa isang barkada, tapos parang feeling mo OP ka kasi iba ka, tapos may isang friend ka sa barkada na bigla lang nagsabi ng casual racist na mga remarks, mga ganyan, good. So harm can occur even if conduct isn't motivated by hate or malice. So yun nga, minsan tawa-tawa ka lang, ganyan, okay lang sa'yo, ganyan. But sometimes no, when you're alone, minsan ma-feel mo din na parang, ayo, logi yun, o ganyan, good. Oh. So yun, casual racism can exclude the target from wider society, and it sends a message that they aren't welcome. So, medyo malapit na tayo matapos, no, Char? How to react in the face of casual racism. So, simple lang. Number 1, you say something. Number 2, support the victim. I don't wanna like term someone as a victim talaga, no? But support the person on the receiving end. First, say something. If it's safe, let the person know what they've said is unacceptable. By speaking up, you'll feel better knowing you've taken a stand. Whoever made the remark may then think twice about expressing racist attitudes in the future. So, hindi masama na sabihin mo na that remark is uncomfortable for us Muslims. Hindi masama as long as you do not express it in a way na offensive to the other person or suntok ka na lang man, na ganyan, hindi ganun. Parang say something in a proper way, no? In a good manner. Ganon. So, the act of challenging casual racism or everyday racism as we see it happening on an everyday basis is important because it demonstrates a form of racism is socially unacceptable. So, simple lang, you say it that you're uncomfortable with it and hindi yun yung right thing kasi that would pave the way for them to know that okay, that's unacceptable pala, I'm sorry, ganyan. And it also shows that you do not condone what is happening or meaning hindi mo tinotolerate yung mga ganun na mga instances of casual racism. So, 'di ba, even if isang word lang sabihin mo na that's not right, ganito ganyan, in a good way, at least masabi mo na okay, I did something na to somehow mitigate yung mga everyday racism. So, ito, support the victim. Let the person on the receiving end of the abuse know that you disagree with what the perpetrator is saying, and they will feel supported and hopefully less disturbed by the abuse. So I think no, it's very important also to note na in these instances of casual racism na mga scenario, or the topic or the concept of casual racism itself, it's important for us Muslims no to, number one, assert our own sentiments and make the other people or the other person understand that our sentiments are valid, make them acknowledge that our sentiments are valid, that we are uncomfortable with those things, but we also have to note the limitations no, and make sure that hindi tayo nagiging parang balat sibuyas na in a way, or hindi tayo nagiging feeling entitled to their respect, or feeling entitled na okay, acknowledge mo ganito ganyan na yung parang hindi dapat tayo mag-sound like we are feeling entitled to be understood by other people. Ganyan good. So, give and take lang talaga na situation. So, I'd like to share this a quote no from one of the talks given by MP Sir Muslidasan of the Al-Kalam. He said that in one of his talks before, no, sabi niya, my parents taught me that I should never judge a person based on their religion, race, or ethnicity. The best way to educate people is to show kindness. Thus, every time I encounter casual racism, I choose my words carefully. I try to reassure my friends that they're probably not racist, but that their words matter, and the idea that their stereotype view of Muslims are normal in any sense is actually problematic. So I highlighted the line there that the best way to educate people is to show kindness. You may be victims of casual racism or everyday racism, but it doesn't mean that kailangan mo maging aggressive for you to make a statement or for you to express your stand or your beliefs. No. The best way to educate people is to show them that ang Muslims, hindi ganito. Diba? The best form of da'wah, am I right ba, is actually to show them the best way of da'wah is through actions. No, show them how or what Islam is through us, through yourselves, through your words, through your actions. And yun, how to scrum, how to stop casual racism against Muslims. Number one, speak up. Speak up if you're uncomfortable about a remark from a friend or from someone. Practice emotional intelligence. Wag ka rin masyadong maging super sensitive, ganyan. Think critically sa mga situation, wag maging super aggressive. Ask open-ended questions sa mga people na who do not know about a certain tribe or a certain religion or a certain tradition or culture, practice, community, ganyan. It's okay to ask questions actually. It's better than giving remarks that are offensive to other people. So, mas ma-appreciate nila, di ba? Kung ikaw, Muslima ka, then you're wearing a hijab, di ba? Sometimes ma-appreciate mo. Actually, always, ma-appreciate yung people that asking nga, bakit pala kayo nag-wear ng hijab? Ganyan. Wow, very konyo. Ganon. So, if you're curious about something, it's safer to ask a question, diba? Than to say something na hindi ka naman sure and it might be uncomfortable to the other person. Keep the conversation going and empathize. Yun, always put yourself in the situation of the other person, no? Kung ikaw, sinabi ba yun sa'yo, kung ikaw na situation niya, what would you feel? Ganyan. So, finally, don't get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's like what you should always remember when you talk about everyday racism, casual racism, scrum. No, So, yun, join the campaign, be part of the movement or the advocacy na ito, it's very good initiative. And before I end, I'd like to give credit where credit is due, and that is to the people behind this event, behind this activity, behind this weekly series, lecture series, no? So I'd like to congratulate Islaminated Voices of the Muslim Youth, the Ummah, the Salam, the Ateneo Muslim Society, Salam Movement, Al-Kalam, Empower, no? So it's very fulfilling to see young people, as young as you are, as young as we are, no, na taking part in doing something for the community. So ano lang, padayon, keep going. Um, like the recent no activity that we had, Al Sabar in partnership with Salam, yung Iftar Drive. If you've come across it on Facebook or Instagram or where else, na sometimes an initiative I might seem so impossible, no? Parang tatlo lang man good kami ba, or sabihin mo na konti lang good tayo, wala good active sa org, ganyan, wala good active sa ano natin, ganyan. So sometimes akala natin it's impossible. So number one, no, you should always believe that it can be done. And number two, um, it cannot be done alone. Yes, it can be done. Kahit na no matter how impossible the situation may seem, yes, it can be done. Always believe that something good will always flourish out of, good intentions and perseverance and hard work, motivations, dedications from people who want to materialize something. But it cannot be done alone. And finally, it cannot be done alone because ang isang bagay na ginagawa mo, always na maging mas masaya siya in the end and mas maging successful if you share it with people who share the same passion as you are. And finally, it can only be done if it comes from the heart. So always put your trust in Allah, tawakkul, 'di ba? And even if it seems impossible or even if it seems very difficult, no, as long as you have people with you who believe the same or have the same passion as you are, and you have the heart to actually materialize it, no, Allah never fails in his promises, no. So you just have to believe and um, believe that your small steps, your small good deeds will eventually turn into something big someday, inshallah. So, yun, thank you so much. I think that's the end of my talk. I hope na hindi siya masyadong matagal and wala kayo na, yan, stop presenting. So, yun daw. Thank
Mashallah.
you.
Jazakallah khairan. Ate Esmael. Ate Althea. Let's move on na sa the acting part. So we have our sister, treasurer of City Lintangi, to react to the uh, lecture that was given by Ate Althea.
Shukran kasiran for the invitation first. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes. City.
Okay. Thank you. Regarding the topic, it was very interesting at the same time. Of course, informative because alam naman natin talaga na we are really experiencing this casual racism or everyday racism. So for me, I was very grateful to be a part of this because it opens up my mind na never be comfortable when it is not comfortable because for my past experience, I really had this friends who usually ask me about my religion and so on and so forth. And then I really do not know how to answer them properly. But after hearing this, it gives me guidance on how to react on them. And thank you very much. And
Thank you. Alhamdulillah.
thank
MashaAllah,
you.
Jazakallah khairan. Afwan, afwan. So we have our second reactor, Nurhadia Mindo.
Assalamualaikum. First of all, thank you sa pag-invite sa UMA. And gusto ko rin narinig ba ako?
Yes, Hadja.
Gusto ko rin magpasalamat no sa Islaminated kasi nung nasabi sa amin ni Press na invited kami, I feel honored kasi yung Islaminated kasi alam ko yung story niya tapos maka-proud masyado na sabi nga ni Ate Thea, kahit konting tao lang pero umuusad pa rin. So marami nagbe-benefit na UMA. So sinabi naman ni Ate Thea, parang napagtibay yung paniniwala ko na um, napakahalaga na dapat meron tayong proper response sa kahit anong bagay, especially tayo ng mga Muslim. Kasi ako, parang hindi na bago sa akin yung ganyan. Parang nasanay na lang ako. At saka yung nagawa kong pag-adjust siguro is yung maging positive na lang at i-take siya as opportunity na makapagdakwa na parang kung ano man yung mga maling paniniwala nila. Kasi hindi naman natin sila masisisi kasi hindi lingid sa ating kaalaman na hindi naman talaga sila aware. May mga hindi sila alam sa religion natin. So, yun, tinitake opportunity ko na lang siya na hindi ganito, yung sinabi ni Ate Thea na dapat magkaroon tayo ng proper response. Yan lang. Thank you.
Thank you, Hadja.
Shukran for the very nice reaction. Let's move on to Rahani Mang, the Assistant Secretary of Ummah. Is she around? Choppy po. I think you should leave first then come back na lang. Okay, try.
Narinig niyo po?
Clear na, clear na. Okay.
Okay. So, yun po, nakaka-relate po talaga ako sa sinabi ni Miss Althea regarding sa casual racism dahil napagdaanan ko rin po yung sa college na always kang tinatanong regarding kung bakit nag-hijab ka or ano yung mga ginagawa ng mga Muslims na hindi daw nila nagagawa yung mga ganong bagay po. So, for me, if nalalearn po yung casual racism, we should also learn to showcase positivity. We should stop think negative dun sa mga comments nila. And actually po, nag-enjoy po ako sa mga questions po nila kasi parang form of da'wa po talaga yun siya na nagkakaroon ng additional learning yung ibang tao regarding sa iyo. Yung ganun po.
MashaAllah. Shukran for the nice reaction. So let's move on to Nuruddin Dimnatang.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yung sa sabi ni Althea, napakaganda yun at salamat sa pag-imbita ng UMA sa akin kay Press. Sinabi niya na sumali ako dito. Then, ang casual racism ay yung sabi ni Rohani Yamang na nag-i-enjoy siya. Ako, at para sa akin, nag-enjoy rin ako kung kumaga yung mga tao na nagtatanong sila kung ano ba, bakit ba yung Islam? yung mga babae naghihijab, ako nag-enjoy ako na sagutin sila para madagdagan yung knowledge o para hindi sila maging ignorant sa Islam o kumbaga sa Islam. Yes. Then kasi nagiging Catholicism yun kasi yung sa pagiging ignorant sa Islam, sa pagiging ignorance. Kaya doon nag-start ang Catholicism. Salamat sa mga idea ni Ate Dannia Esmael and shukran niya sa inyo po. Standard. Salamat.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah khairan. Uh, Next we have Althea Wasai, a member of the organization of Ummah. Is she around? Okay. Althea, you may give your reaction regarding the talk of our speaker. I think we should move on to the next. We'll come back with our sister. Skip. Let's go to Sister Mu'mina Abdul Magid.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Am I here?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay na? Marinig ako?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay lang siguro mag-off cam, no?
As you wish. Pero mas maganda na on.
So first all kay Koan, maganda yung topic. Ang natutunan ko talaga is, so first na nag-enroll ako sa UM kay parating merong mga casual racism na natatanggap na tanong pero ako kay hindi ko na lang siya ginamind kasi syempre wala na, as like what Althea said na wala naman masyado silang inosente kumbaga. But I really like the quote that don't get uncomfortable with being uncomfortable kasi I'll take this quote para mag-speak up at malaman din nila na ay hindi pala okay na magsalita ng mga ganon. And wala naman talagang superiority between a person except lang talaga sa nila sa righteous deeds, personal pity, like the righteousness. So thank you.
Shukran kathiran for the wonderful reaction. So we'll go back to our sister Althea. Hello. Assalamualaikum. I think she's not around. Let's go to Sarah Jean Kawasa. Assalamualaikum. Uh, Ate, you're muted po. I think we'll go back to you, Sister Sarah. Let's go to Amir Hassan Sabdullah. Is he around? Wala. Ah, okay na ba, ate? Try mo daw. Parang hindi pa rin marinig. You may write your, you may comment down your reaction sa, ano, sa chat na lang tapos basahin ko. Sige lang, summarize mo na lang, i-shorten mo. Sayang. Hello? Sorry, I lost my internet connection. Let's go to uh, ano yun? Norfarina? Is she, is she around? Hello? Can you hear me? So I think kaya pa yung ano mo, yung reaction mo, Sister Sarah. Ay, okay, sige, sige, sige. I think we will end with a quick summarization from me. So we talked about casual racism. So it is like, as Ate Althea said, it is like everyday racism. So it is one of the things that are normalized. So parang naging normal na siya. And she pointed the common roots of casual racisms like curiosity, sarcasm, joke, and insensitivity. So all these are the cause of cultural denial. So racism is something that is learned, and she said ignorance can play a part in feeding people's racist attitude. So uh, she pointed out on how we can react to casual racism. So one of the things is I remember her saying that we should assert our beliefs, our like right beliefs that Islam is like this and like that. And this is what, for example, with the hijab, this is what the true meaning of wearing a hijab is like. So uh, in the end, uh, she taught us how to scram. First is to speak up, practice emotional intelligence, ask open-ended questions, keep conversations going, be empathize, and lastly, the the good quote: "Don't get comfortable with being uncomfortable." So, thank you very much for listening to us in this fifth episode of Mashuwaraat series. You may continue to stay tuned with our FB page, our Twitter, our Instagram, and also our YouTube. Uh, we will conduct many more talks like these next week. So we are very thankful that for your participation, especially with our keynote speaker, Ate Althea Ismail, and to the members of the Ummah, Muslim members of the Ummah. And we should, I think, let's end this dialogue with a prayer. So I'll do the prayer. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us and keep in mind all of the things that we shared today and practice Scrum, and hopefully we could do something to lessen the effect of casual racism, or if possible we could eradicate casual racism. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us guidance and to bless our mothers and our fathers, and bless our community to come up with an understanding that is progressive and coexisting. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وقدوتنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين. Jazakallah khairan for everyone, for those who were invited and came to this talk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam.
You may leave na po for those who want. Thank you very much.